Hello and welcome to the community section of the platform. In this area, you can create your communities, your courses, and basically mini social networks within your websites and funnels. And it's really easy and really cool. And let me show you around the basics. In the community tab, you can see information about your community, like analytics about enrolled members, completed content, revenue, orders, etc., etc. And you can also see the content tab where you can actually see what of your content has been tracked. If you are tracking anything like courses, what has been completed, you can see the percentage here. And if you have paid content, also what has been paid for within your courses or your communities, whatever you're charging for. Then we have the circles. Circles is where you can actually manage your communities. We call them circles. That can be communities, courses, groups, whatever you want it to be. Then we have the members are all the members inside your community, like how many people have enrolled. In the moderation, you can see all the posts and comments, so you can moderate them as an admin. So you can do that from that area. And not only for within the communities, but also in the blog posts, widgets, walls, etc. So you can filter and find whatever you're looking for in order to moderate. So that's the basics. So let's create our first community and show you around its site. So here, when you click add a circle, you can select the templates. These templates are fully customizable like always, so you can make them fit whatever business idea you have. So let's just choose one of the templates and add a name to it. And just like that, you started your first community and your first circle. Now you can start customizing it for whatever you're trying to do. Now in this one, it's a community plus a course inside. The course functionality is basically the ability to structure your content, and you can track completion rates, and you can drip content, and you can have different access levels. But what are the basics? Now, inside here in this main area will be whatever circle template you've selected. On the side, you have navigation and the body, which you can drag and drop different elements just like in a page builder. So there is no difference in that regard. Now, for the site menu, you can, of course, add whatever items you want, and you can click on Add and find pages and page groups. Pages are just pages. You just add a name, and you can add whatever content you want inside. Where page groups are like folders, like this one. You have inside of it 3 different other pages. It's for organizational purposes. It's really cool, and you have access levels also on this level as well. So you can create folders with different access levels, and people can unlock access to it basically by paying or being some kind of a member or whatnot. But we'll look into that into the access levels video. So this way you can organize your content. And on the side are the navigations and the controls of your page that you're currently inside. So we are now inside of our dashboard, and that's where we can also find our settings for the whole page. So it's our dashboard, the URL. You can hide this page if it's still working on it. You have different access levels, which are open, logged in members, members of a specific group, or a paywall. So if you want to have people to pay in order to access this particular page in hand. And then the release of the content, if it's right away, if it's a drip after completion, or scheduled for time and day in the future. But we have videos on that particular one, so you can check out those in more details. Then we have tracking content. If you want that page, people to be able to mark it as complete, to be part of the tracking of how they're progressing throughout the course, if you're building a course. And then styling, if you want to add an icon, how it looks, add a badge, etc. So it's very simple, easy customization of your navigation, in this particular case for the dashboard area. So if you go and add a badge, for example, in this one, so if you go into the settings and add a badge, let's say new, for example, that will add the badge over here. So this is what the settings do. Then you have the analytics, which is analytics for every page in particular. We are now currently in the dashboard page again, and you can see analytics about people completed, if you have completion, revenue, if you have revenue, MRR, etc. So these are statistics if you are tracking those. If you're not, obviously it will not make much sense for you to go to this page. And then, of course, you can preview this page as a user, and you can see how it looks. Currently, this is page not found because the page is still, and the whole circle is still not published. But if you're ready, you can just publish it and preview whatever you have created. Now, on top, you can see the navigation for the whole circle itself. When you click on the settings, you can see the settings for the whole circle and the URL. You can also show how many members you have in the circle, so that will show here in the top navigation, so you can see the circle members, if you want to show that. You can show a description and enter a description. You can show the tracking progress if you're building a course where you have tracked pages. If you have a community, it doesn't make sense. The access levels is again, but the whole circle level. So if you want people to be logged in, if you want people to be paying for access or to be part of a membership group, you have the ability to do different access levels for circle level, on a group level, or on a page level. Now, you also have the ability for enrollment required, meaning that people have to click on a button to enroll into the whole circle. So that way they'll have an entry screen basically to enter the content. Then you have circle categories is for organizational purposes. If you are showing different circles in a page, people can filter by the different categories to find what they're looking for. And then we have the circle styling. The circle styling is the ability to customize everything about your design. For example, if you want to start with white or compact view when somebody enters your community and your circle, or it starts with a white. You can also have the expand collapse button, which people can adjust if they want it to be expanded, or a collapsed navigation on the side. You can add some padding on the sides if you wish for your community to make it more interesting. And have a padding around it. You can have adjustment of the navigation. If you want this whole community and circle to fit into the viewport, so that would be determined. So if you open it from any device, it will be taking 100% of the screen. So you can adjust those things as well as the dark theme, which will also make all the widgets dark inside of the whole circle. As you can see, it makes it white here, and also the background of all the pages will become dark as well. You can have other stylings as well, like the circle image, how big you want it to be, if you want it to be an actual image as well, or an icon, how big it is. Maybe you want to make it a really big one on the top, or a very small one. So you determine how it will look, or have none at all. So you can adjust whatever settings you wish inside of the styling of your circle image. Then you have for the text styling of different places, like again, the navigation on the name of your whole circle as well. Here are the sizes of the navigation sites, the fonts, the colors. You can adjust them, the badges as well. So if you want to change the badge color to something else, like maybe a yellow, you can adjust it from here as well. You can do that for the icons too. So if you want to have a specific icon color like this, you can adjust it from the settings of your icons. But here it is as white. And then we have the sidebar navigation. You have different options. So if you have a group with different sidebar navigations, you can adjust that from here. If you want it to be below the item, you can do it like this. If you want it to be like a sliding menu when somebody clicks and go back and clicks and go back, you can do it like that. Or its own sidebar on this area that you can also adjust where you want it to be. Actually, it can be on the left or on the right. So it's up to you. It can be here as well. So it's a personal preference where you want it to have it. Really, but I think on the side, if you do it, it makes more sense. It's more visually, aligned that way. But yes, you can adjust also the background color, the icon styling for that area as well. So if you want to make it different from the main navigation, you have this capability. So this is the styling, and basically you can adjust, as you saw, quite a lot of things about your design. And lastly, you have the analytics where you can adjust and see analytics about the performance of the whole circle itself. Enrolled members, orders, revenue, basically like the settings of each individual page, but on the whole level of the whole circle itself. You also have all the members that are enrolled, if you have any enrolled members, and the content inside of the circle if you have any tracked content. In this case, we have a small folder with 3 courses and that we are tracking. And that's why it shows like this. And you have the ability to track it here. Then you have the paid content, which we don't have yet. But let's say that we want to make the recordings to be a paid one. So we can go into the settings of the page, make it a payment required, and make it, let's say, 10 hours in order to gain access to this area. So as you can see now, it has the log icon. And if we go into the analytics, we'll see into content, into paid content. Now we have the recordings are paid and nobody yet purchased it. But you can see this information here. And whoever purchased it, you'll be reflected here as percentage of all the members who have enrolled to your community and your circle or your course, whatever it is. So yeah, this is how the community and the circles work. Very simple and very easy for organizational purposes. Again, for more details about access levels and dripping content, and in the next videos about how to build your community or how to build your course in more details, check out that videos below. But this is how simple it is to utilize the community functionalities, the circles, to create really, really awesome, basically mini social networks within your websites and funnels. And yes, you can utilize the things like the walls, where you can have posts and forums, really cool and easy way to have your people communicate between themselves. Then you have the discussions where people can talk between themselves and have comments and replies and threads and reactions. Recordings, of course, any type of video content you can organize with the playlists, with the video widgets, with the collections to provide the content in a very, very easy and easy way to digest from your users. The ability to create forums, like I said, with the walls, really easy and cool way to do so. And of course, the ability to show different communities that people can see. Now, actually, here we have uh, you can adjust the settings here, but yeah, here you can have and see all the other communities that are inside of your whole community itself. So if you have a lot of courses in communities, people can actually find what they're looking for, and they can go and enter different communities and circles whenever they want, and depends on what the access level is. Whenever you're ready, simply click on publish, and whatever you have created will be now possible from your users to be consumed right away. So this is the simplicity of using the communities. Let us know in the comments below what do you think, and check out the next videos about creating courses, more settings about the whole thing in depth, communities, and all that.